All right. Welcome back to the Live Drive Jive Archive with your host, Mr. Monday. So, I did a short transmission this morning, and I was a little disappointed by the fact that I got cut off partway through my transmission. So I thought I would do another one here. I'm on a break, and I decided to jump in the vehicle. That way I could get a little private time, get away from the academy, get out here, have a COVID killer. COVID killers are they're not really acceptable in society anymore. And like the only place you can really catch a smoke, if like me, I work at a high school, it's an academy, and the only way you can get a smoke is to leave, and you can only leave during like official break times. Which is fine and dandy, but it's a little bit hard on a smoker, you know. Smokers are as addicted to nicotine as a heroin addict is addicted to heroin. So throughout the day, I gotta typically go 2, 3, and as long as 6 hours without a cigarette. No big deal. You actually forget about it. Like, I remember the way that I quit smoking was I decided to focus all my energy on productive activity and just to forget about it. And I started doing so much kung fu and ritual work and study and shit that I essentially just forgot that I was a smoker, and I ended up quitting for 2.5, almost 3 years. And I had been a 10-year smoker at that point. So now, and then I started back again. I went through some tragic emotional shit, and I thought, I'll just fucking smoke, who cares? Not smoking is far superior to smoking, though. And abusive use of tobacco is really not good for you. But yeah, I've been a 20+ year smoker, so I smoked for 10 years. I took a couple of years off, and then I've been smoking again for another 10 years. 10+. It's a tough racket. Never should have started. That's not what I wanted to talk to you about, though. Who gives a fuck about Frank Monday smoking, right? We're all gonna die one day anyway. You can't be too fucking worried about it. So I got some bad habits. I got the nicotine, I got the caffeine, and the occasional tipple of alcohol, though very rare. I've got my alcohol under control. In my late 20s to mid 30s, I had developed a bit of an alcohol problem. And that's in part because my wife, I was married, or I am married, I was married to a woman who's a real fucking tiger. And it just seemed easier to deal with all the BS. Just come home and drown your sorrows in a couple of cold ones. But she fought with me so long and hard about the alcohol that she finally broke me of it. And I guess that's part of the lesson I needed to learn from being with her, is that alcohol doesn't solve any problems. It only creates more. But the occasional tipple is not the end of the world. Just like the occasional smoke is not the end of the world. You know, if a man can keep it down to 2 or 3 cigarettes a day, then it's not that deadly. Like my coffee consumption has gotten out of hand sometimes. I read that Voltaire was drinking 70 cups a day, and I thought, oh, the fuck, you know, you can drink 5-10 cups a day, no problem. Then if he lived to like 90, And it's like, if that fucking dude could handle 70 cups a day and live to 90, then why can't I handle 4 or 5 and live to 80? Right? I had a friend who was actually my brother's friend, who studied medicine and became I think he general practitioner now, but he was a pediatrician, and I believe he studied surgery as well. So if you're out there in Happy Land, you know who I'm talking about. And he told me, like, when we were deep involved back in San Diego in the Taoism and the healthy living, we were at the fucking vanguard of juicing carrots and beets and celery and trying to fast for up to a week at a time and just do a ton of kung fu and meditation and read the Eastern mysteries and seminal retention, you know, find good looking hot young things to engage in dual cultivation with. And so we were at the vanguard of that, and we thought we had it all figured out, especially me and my brother. And Jeff, I'll tell you, his name was Jeff. He said, you know, you can walk on eggshells and try to hit all your P's and Q's all you want, and you're probably going to live a long life. Longevity will probably be 80, 90, 100 years. You do all this Taoist shit absolutely correctly. And he said, or then you can throw caution to the wind and do most of it, you know, and use your common sense, and you're probably still going to live to, you know, 70 plus 80 anyway. And he said, I'd rather not walk on eggshells and just have a good life. And so longevity is not guaranteed for everyone. You can, like my brother, for example, he was hardcore into the Tao philosophy of achieving longevity through aestheticism, through being a renunciant. And it didn't work out, man. He dead at 45, 46, 47. How old was Mikey when he died? The world got the better of him anyway. And I've always been a kind of devil may care, throw caution to the wind type of guy. And I haven't lived longer than him yet, though, and I almost succumbed, and I might not even be alive as far as I know. You know, Plato says you can't even prove your existence. What makes you think you're really not already in the Matrix? You know, I might have, any given time in life that I've experienced near death, or, you know, there have been some times when I think I might have already died, you know? And so I might be given second, third, fourth, fifth, even fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. I might be, as far as like a cat has 9 lives, I'm probably getting pretty fucking close to 9 at this point in my life. For some reason, the universe has seen fit to revive me and bring me back into the world, try as I might to fucking get out of it, you know? I've never attempted suicide, but I've put myself in such dangerous situations that the only thing that saved me was maybe, like, you know, Scotty the ambulance, or like with this last one, my wife and my brother has saved my life several times. Even brought me back from death. So it's a trippy fucking world out there, man. It is. And sometimes I bring dreamland with me into the waking world. I've been reading The Power of the Kabbalah. I've studied the Kabbalah since a teenager, and I gave it up for a long, long time because I didn't feel like there was any legitimate power in it. I thought that the mystery sciences of the East, through Lao Tzu and Zhuangzi, the Taoism, were the answer. I felt like that's where the real meat of the thing was, the real practical way to go about it, you know, because they had tools. Like with the Western mystery tradition, there weren't any tools. What, prayer? Singing? I mean, where are the tools? Where's the method? So I couldn't find any method in arriving at truth. So I sought out the mystery ones because they have the tools for magic. They have the Qigong, the Kung Fu, the Taoist practices of internal alchemy, Uh, and there's so much art about like direct penetration of the method that I thought that it was the correct way to go. And I don't necessarily regret that, but here's the thing. When I came back to the Western mystery tradition recently, about 5 or 6 years, 7 years ago maybe, and started reinvigorating my studies of Kabbalah, the Tree of Life. I never gave up the tarot. I've been studying tarot every day since day one, and the I Ching. I Ching is of course Chinese, but I started to see those synchronicities between them, and I thought a clever combination of East, Occidental, and Oriental is the way to go. You need that Qigong and internal alchemy. The West has internal alchemy, but there's no clear, lucid books on how to do it. Whereas in Eastern mystery traditions, in the Chinese system, there's a clear, distinct method. I mean, there's lots of different methods, but there's one easy method. You breathe to the lower dantian. This is the elixir field of vital human energy. And then you, rather than expelling that energy through ejaculation or through emotions, you bring up that lower energy, that seminal core energy, and it does empower greater emotions of empathy and happiness and a sense of contentment. And you don't waste it there either. I mean, you cultivate it there through the 5 hard organs and 6 hollow organs, but then you rise it even higher and rarefy it until it becomes pure spirit, penetrating mental clarity. And you don't stop there either. That's when you start to transfer it outside of the body into the etheric body, the astral body, and the starry body, the celestial body. And you have to start small, man. You have to master your ways through the pathways of the astral in order to be able to connect with the etheric. And once you start charging that etheric body, then you have a real vehicle with which you can transfer your consciousness into. And then you can use that etheric body to develop higher level bodies. There's secret ones, If you know about them, then it's no big deal. All secret means is that you don't know it. It's secret to you until you learn it. So the reason they keep the higher level teachings so-called esoteric or secret, occult or hidden, is because there's no sense in divulging that information until you do the work. You got to get started on the great work. You have to refine your method. You have to learn a method, number one. Then you have to refine it over a long period of time. Then you have to prove it, at least anecdotally, to yourself. And then those other books, they'll just appear. Those other methods, they'll be there. And the truth of the matter is, once you're initiated past the first few gates, then there are spirit guides who will help you out with that. And a lot of that work you'll just take over with your etheric body, and you'll do it in secret, even unbeknownst to yourself, to your physical waking mind. That may discourage some. They may say, oh, there's so many obstacles. And that's the truth of Tao and the way. The method of self-cultivation is that those who... Lao Tzu says it like this: there are 3 divisions of people in the way. Those who hear of the Tao and laugh out loud, right? The broadest category. That's 90% of the people out there. There are those who hear of the Tao and think of it now and again. That's a good percentage of people will think, oh man, what is all this spiritual immortality and all these preforms and occult sciences? Or occasionally that'll come up to them. And then there are those who hear of the Tao and think of it day and night, every moment of their being, and their only fear is in deviating from the way. Very few of those out there. 1 in a million. I personally am one. Crazy with Tao. It's the first thing I think of in the morning when I'm coming out of dreamland, is gathering those spider web like tendrils of the astral experience and condensing them into a ball of pure energy that I can ingest and take throughout the day with me, and then squirt them out into the material sphere and try to pull other people into the Tao, but not by overt coercion, not by saying, hey, do you know Jesus loves you? I got a great message for you. Jesus died for your sins and you need to be a Christian. No. But by subtly trying to guide. Because the more you pull at the gate of life and death, the closer you get to extinction. And the more you try to manipulate and interfere with others, the more you just fuck them up. So you can't help other people. All you can do is try to make yourself the best possible example. And you may say, hey, well, fucking Master Gao, then why do you smoke? Why do you drink coffee? Why do you chase skirt, right? And it's like, because that's a part of my Tao. That's a part of my virtue. In the Chinese system of understanding, you have to live up to your virtue. If your virtue is to be in part a man of the world, and raise a family and be a businessman and have a cup of coffee and a cigarette, then that's your virtue. Don't deny that. You came into the world to do those things. And if it's to study Tao, then fucking study Tao. Magic, get in there, get your magic done. Every day, invoke often, inflame yourself with prayer. And so, I am a true follower of the way, and of Lao Tzu, Zhuangzi, and Ge Hong, Agrippa, Hermes Trismegistus, so on and so on and so on. We could quote the ancients, Pythagoras, Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, any man of wisdom who lived in ancient times, and the modern writers, they don't really have much of a handle. For me, there are a few. One I'll mention, a little shout out to Esoterica. If you haven't found the YouTube channel with Dr. David Sledge, Esoterica, oh good God, that stuff's pure occult gold. I mean, that's what it's really all about right there. Get in there, and I was watching Damien Eccles. He's a magic practitioner, but he's I'm not gonna besmirch him in any way. He's an intuitive. He's a natural born magician. Similar to me. I'm also a natural born magician. David Sledge is an intellectual. I don't think his channel name is Esoterica. 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 Go and check him out. Tell him Frater Francis sent you. But I don't know if Dr. David Sledge has actually said that he even actually practices magic. He does Kabbalah, the traditional method, the Orthodox Judaism, but all of his material is so worthwhile to listen to, because it's all direct pointing at the truth. And that's what I've discovered, is that the Western mystery tradition does point at direct truths, but you have to have a pretty solid foundation in Qigong and internal alchemy in order to be able to make sense of any of it. There is nothing outside yourself that you need seek. There aren't any special elixirs or medicines that will help you coagulate the elixir of immortality within you. The Philosopher's Stone is just this. It's all already within you. All you need to do is... What do you need to do? You don't not interfere. That's what you need to do. Wow, 20 minutes, man. That's a long time. That's a lot longer than I typically like to go on a video, because it makes it almost impossible to upload to the YouTubes. Those old Google jigsaw algobots, we gotta knock them down a little bit. So the only way the algorithm will ever acknowledge that I even exist, like I've been bleeding subs, man. I picked up 2 or 3 subs over the last year, and I've lost them all in the last couple of days. I don't know how that works. I'll never be able to make any headway on this on this platform. So you know what that means? It's time for a yo. Let's get some yos out there. Put them down in the comment box. It's a YO and an exclamation point. Don't be giving me no weird yos. Standard yos, everyone. Whenever you lose motivation and it feels like the world is closing in on you, think about your old friend Rocky. That'll give you the eye of the tiger. Keep punching. Let us pray. Lord of the universe, the vast and the mighty one. So it is commanded and confirmed. So mote it be. I love y'all good looking, sexy people out in Happy Land. Until next time, good magic.